Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Penalty Loop Podcast, a podcast about biathlon by Jordan Gottschalk from Penalty Loop and a regular guest, RJ Weiss from Biathlon Analytics.
Well, RJ, we were apart just long enough for the United States and Italy to answer some questions we had. So we recorded, and we had some questions about the U.S. team and the Italian team, and then almost immediately after we recorded, we started getting some more information about it. So before posting, we figured we would just fill in the gaps.
Well, go ahead.
All right. So
I'm curious.
Well, you've been right here with me. So the Italian team will be. They announced their new coaches, including Egil Yland, who anybody who's been listening to us since the beginning will know he's one of our first guests. He famously came to us from his dairy farm in Norway. We hear the cows mooing in the background. It was
what was his relationship again to the farm that Raphael Poiret and Liv Kret?
Wasn't it his?
Remember? Was he a partner in that?
Was she his sister-in-law through his wife? I'm
not sure,
but they were partners.
I do remember there was some
partners.
sort of connection. Yeah.
Yes, they were business partners, and they have that hotel, and his medals were in the lobby of the hotel.
Right, yeah.
I asked him where they were.
Yeah.
So he's back. He most recently was with the Czechia team, and they had a sort of a mutual split a couple of years ago now.
Right.
And he's been, as far as I know, I don't recognize him as being in coaching the last couple of years, but he certainly was a moderately successful time. I mean, Marketa Davidova had her best years when Egil was their coach, and Jaslova had some pretty good years. So clearly he has experience.
Mm-hmm. Have you what's your feel about Davidova?
Oh, I feel bad for her because she had a second surgery this spring, and hopefully this one sticks. It's just remember, it was at the start of 2 seasons ago, not this most recent season, but she came out and she looked great. She had the win, and she looked as good as she had in a long time, and then it all fell apart.
But I think that summer prior was also when she was debating if she would go back to school, or I think she does it sort of in parallel, but I think she was debating, should I go to school full time? And she decided to go to biathlon. And I think since then she's just had quite the issues with her back, right?
Yeah. One of those what ifs almost.
If she could stay healthy. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because and I think about the whole team, right? Because you got Jaslova had that one really good year, and Vorbonikova has really come along, the last couple of years, including the bronze medal this year. And Vinklarkova, who had the really good year, said she was going to retire, but she's also on the training roster this year, so maybe a little bit second thoughts on that one. If Davida could find herself again, I mean, that could be a really special group.
And do you think with Jaslova that really good year, and I think that was mostly based on him really good shooting.
Yeah.
But starting to get to the point where you start wondering if that was an outlier, but
yeah.
It's still a good team, though.
No, it is. It really is. A lot of Sharvatova had that really good season last year with her shooting. She, if she can keep that together for the rest of her career. The Italian team in announcing their coaches, I should mention that they also announced their men's coach. It is Zatoni Andrea is the head coach. And I know that our good friend Giorgio had some posts about them as well, so you can find him on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. But where I was going with that is, you talking about the Italian or the Czechia roster made me think of the Italian roster, and you've got Batozzi, and now with Doro's retirement, you sort of have a bunch of women who have showed flashes of potential but not sustained. And I'm kind of curious. I'm just curious what you think about where they. I mean, who how do you fill in the Veer gap?
Well, like just as a extra space, or like Doro's personality / role.
I think all of it.
Like that's quite the challenge. I'm actually curious what happened to that. I forgot her name. I can just think of it. Who got investigated for drug abuse during the Olympics?
Rebecca Passler.
Yeah, from what I remember, they never really found solid evidence that she did abuse. But is that completely cleared now, or is that?
I don't know where it is. I don't know where it stands in terms of the stages. I know that
because they're usually typically very fast with that, right? I mean,
the national
Vancouver Olympics was just cleared up a year ago, so
yeah, the national group said, our deepest apologies. Go back and compete. She competed the rest of the year,
right.
But I don't know I don't know if that goes to WADA or what happens next, or the BIU.
Right.
Yeah,
and I wonder if that's something that a different federation or somebody needs to, I don't know, like charge her or bring it up, or I don't know. But so as far as we know, she can compete again.
Yep. And she is, by the way, listed as on their A team roster.
Right. So who do we have now? Augenthaler, Passler, Fatozzi.
Fatozzi, Michaela Carrara, who's had, hit and miss, I would say, to use that pun intentionally. Martina Tribucci she's the fifth on the A team.
Right.
And then they will have 6 starters next year. So then somebody from the B team that's somebody who's currently listed on the B team. So Fabiana Carpella, Samuela Komola, Ilaria Scatolo, Birgit Scholzhorn, who that is Campbell Wright's girlfriend, who I couldn't remember.
Okay.
At a different point in the previous recording. And then, Linda Zingarelli. And one of those women will be racing on the World Cup as well. Or maybe one of the juniors, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a team with a lot of potential, but
yeah,
and they do have a good mix of more veteran, because Komola has been.
He's been around. She still strikes me as young.
Passler has been around.
Yeah. Even Augenthaler now. This is going to be her 3rd season, so it's not like she's brand new.
Yeah,
she's not old. Yeah.
I'm just I'm really curious about how long Fatozzi is gonna stick around.
I think I remember there was an interview with her where she said that she briefly considered it, but now that she's focused, she wants to go through the 2030 Olympics.
Do you remember? So last year, when she kind of missed the whole season almost, was that like a biathlon-related injury that she got, or was it just like more of a generic back issue? Because I get with Davidova, I get the impression that it's more her physique that results in her having back issues that don't allow her to do biathlon. Yeah. Where I think that's very different than when you have a fall and you have a sore back, and then.
Right. Yeah. So I could see Davidova as and I'm not trying to say something that I just, what if she got it falling off a horse? She does so many other things I could see. I don't know the origin of Fatozzi's injury at all.
Maybe it was all a setup so she could rest for the Olympics.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, you know, it paid off. She got the gold medal.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to briefly mention on the men's side. So obviously you have Jacomel, who has returned to full training as of mid-April. There's a good interview with him on the Biathlon World website. Lucas Hofer is back. Of course, you know, there was no indication he was going to retire at the end of last season, but always good to see him there, and hopefully he continues for a while. Biona, Patrick Braunhofer, Christoph Percher, who had a couple of good moments, young guy. Nikola Romanen, who had sort of that Cinderella run to making the Olympic roster, and Eliazini on the A team.
We got some good depth then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. More than it felt like a couple years ago.
Where do you can you picture? Do you think Hofer will have another really strong season?
I guess it all depends on how motivated he is. I mean, that's sort of a simple cop-out answer, but he did it last year. But again, he had all the motivation in the world with the home Olympics, and
that's what I'm thinking. But I also do think, you know, especially how long he's been around, and then a couple of years ago he trained with the Swedes, and just more thinking of you know, when you get older, you know your body better, you know what works and stuff, and then maybe, not saying it doesn't take hard work anymore, but maybe it's easier to be efficient knowing what works for you.
Yeah.
How do you see the chances for Jacomel?
I wonder if... So we've seen a couple of people recently take off time and come back very refreshed the next year, and I wonder if that'll happen to him. You know, because he didn't compete the last trimester, and so he'll maybe a little bit of freshness going into the summer training, and then maybe a little extra motivation to get it back. All signs, it looks like he's training full steam ahead.
Yeah, I think for him there's also going to be a major mental aspect to it, right? Like, even though the biathlon season is over, he still lost one of his best friends, it seems.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's and we talked about this at the time, but for him to also have a heart issue with the arrhythmia so recently.
Yeah, and then the disappointment in that last race, the mass start, where he had to... Did he finish it in yet? I don't think so. They took him off.
He pulled off.
I mean, it's tough in every race, especially, you know, when it's a concerning issue, but to have that in the final race of probably the last chance you'll ever have to compete in his home country for an Olympics. Yeah. I don't know. There might be a world championship there, but...
Yeah. I was going to say, unless he becomes an American and he can compete at the Salt Lake Olympics in a few years.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I hope that he has the opportunity to, and I know they will, have some races before the season, just so he can just put himself in that moment, put himself in of like pushing himself into like the race threshold and trusting his body.
Mm-hmm.
The American team, speaking of Jacomel becoming an American for no apparent reason.
Well, maybe you can become a Canadian instead, because we need people on the...
certainly some openings. Yeah, certainly some openings. The American team, and they made their roster announcement as well. And so the head coach is going to be Emil Bormetti, who was Auchenthaler's assistant for the last 4 years. And I think that makes a lot of sense to sort of continue the momentum that they've had But also, importantly, I did mention he's the men's coach because they are splitting after Auchenthaler was the head coach for both men's and women's teams. They have split it, and Mike Gibson is going to be the women's head coach. And he was the head of the developmental team for the last couple of years. So brought along some of the converts that we've seen, so like your Lucy Andersons, and had great success.
I'm really curious because I know Brian Halligan, that people may know as Biathlon University on YouTube. That's great.
Well, you know what he's doing
YouTube
now, right?
Well, I know that at some point he was assistant coach on the IBU team, I think.
Well, he is now the junior national team head coach.
Okay. So I didn't hear that, but I was wondering if he had moved up. And so that's awesome for him.
Yes. And he has quite the team to be working with. He has Eric Anderson, Linus Arsted, Annalisa Baird, Noor Eriksson, Jean-Louis, Aiden Sands, Rain Soule, Soule, I apologize, Rowan Tengway, Tristan Thrasher, and Abigail Von Dorn. That's a bunch of athletes he's got under his
no kidding.
Under his coaching now.
I am getting a little concerned. Like, it's one thing to struggle with, Polish names and Norwegian names, but no, when we get to the point where the American team is giving you
it's a problem.
Issue.
Yeah, it's a problem. I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. I'm just going to have to just
yeah. Maybe
I'm going to get AI to do it.
Abbreviations.
I'll train AI in my voice, and then I'll just insert it. And then if you're missing two names AI, that you might have missed, Wes Campbell and Mira Payson are part of what is now called the U26 developmental team. So they are there as well. Just wanted to mention them before I forgot. On the A team. So the A team for the US is Campbell Wright, Deidre Irwin, Maxime Germain, and Margie Freed. One name that is missing is Sean Doherty. He has not retired. He's just kind of doing his own thing for the next few months. He won't be training underneath the banner of the national team, but he is planning on coming back to the team. He might miss the first trimester, but he is planning on coming back. So we haven't said goodbye to him like we did with Paul Schomer and Jake Brown.
Do you think there might be a slight chance Paul Schomer is coming back again?
Wouldn't that be wonderful? He's been posting a lot on Instagram. I don't know if you've been following.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. I've decided to support Sturla in his.
Yes. In his absence.
In his absence. No, I don't want to waste too much time on that, but it's wonderful for those who get positive energy out of it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I agree.
So
that's all I had. Not a lot. Oh, one other big piece of news. I apologize. I should have led with this. Do you know who is expecting their first child soon?
I do, because you just told me.
I know, I did just tell you. I was just going to see how you responded. Well, it was sort of a hidden announcement. She posted a whole bunch of pictures of the last several months, didn't say anything about it, and in the last two pictures, she is quite clearly pregnant, and I'm talking about Emma Lunder. So she and Christian Gau are expecting their first. And doesn't say when she's due.
Congrats.
Doesn't even actually say that she's pregnant, but you just look at the pictures and you can tell. And so congratulations to Emma Lunder and to Christian Gau. That's very exciting.
See, I always make these comments where afterwards I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. But now I'll say it anyway. You're just assuming that it's Christians, or does it
stop? I'm assuming that it says yes.
Just kidding.
Just so you know, I had nothing to do with that. So Emma, you can come on. We'll kick RJ off for those. So let me do some math here. So 20-ish years from now is going to be 2046. So maybe in the late 2040s, early 2050s, we'll be expecting a new member.
It would be great if it was twins.
Oh, yeah.
Because, we're so
one
used
boy,
to
one
saying
girl.
Go Brothers.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily a one and done situation for them, so they could have.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
it was very cool to see. Just a really, really lovely couple. We've had a lot of good time just chatting with them. So very happy for them, and just based off their pictures, they really seem to be enjoying life.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you more, but I don't know more. But because I know that Christian was coaching the BATC last season, because the normal head coach, her name escapes me. I think it's Rachel. She had a baby. So I'm kind of curious what that's going to look like this year.
Yeah,
They have some good potential on that team. So, and we can definitely use some male input for the national team.
Did you see this? So when they announced the Canadian national team, they made a note that the national athletes, so like Pascal and Nadia Moser, are going to be training with the national training centers. So they're not going to be centralized. They're going to be training with their own training centers. So I assume that would mean that that they're going to be not all concentrated in Canmore all summer.
Because I know Shiloh is from Ottawa area, I think.
Yeah, she is. Yep. So I can actually tell you. So Nadia is Biathlon Yukon. Pascal is the Foothills Nordic Ski Club, would BATC. And Shiloh is Chelsea Nordic in Thessalon, Ontario.
Right.
And it says that the actual line is biathletes within the 2026-27 national program will train within Canada's training center environments, highlighting the strength of the national development pathway and the collaboration between Biathlon Canada and high-performance training centers nationwide. This shift to a training center-focused model reflects a commitment to building stronger, more integrated development pathways, said Whitman. That, of course, being Clay Whitman.
I thought, I guess National Training Center is a broad term, because I thought only the Whistler and Canmore ones are like IBU qualified ranges or
interesting. Okay.
event locations, but that's just what I thought. It's not like I read that somewhere, but.
So they mentioned here recognized training environments, including the BATC, Whistler Nordic Development Center, Rocky Mountain Racers, Sovereign Lake Nordic Center Development Center.
I think Sovereign Lake is in BC. So you have Sovereign Lake and Whistler in BC then. And then you have Rocky Mountain Racers is Canmore.
Yeah. BATC. That's a whole lot of west.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what I think we should do? Is we should have on Andrew Chisholm and Pascal and Nadia and Shiloh and just figure out what all this means. Benjamin Brousseau, the recently announced male biathlete of the year from Canada. We can have him on too.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I don't want to talk down on any of the ranges or event locations elsewhere in Canada, because I know there's a lot of good facilities out there, but just more that from a perspective of IBU level ranges where they could have World Cup events. And I'm not even sure actually if Whistler would qualify at this moment.
Yeah,
you would think so because of the Olympics, but it's been a couple of years, and
I have that list saved somewhere to see. Anyway, I'll have to pull it up. I'm not going to do it right now.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
But speaking of, there was an announcement recently. There was an article in the New York Times about Lake Placid is going to be bidding for future Olympic Games. And I was just curious when that announcement was made, what that will mean if they'll make any further improvements to the Biathlon Center, because they just did some 3 or 4 years ago. And if they would bring back a World Cup event there.
Because they did have IBU Cup, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just last year.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine that there would be that much of a difference for requirements between IBU Cup and World Cup.
Yeah, I don't know. And it
It's
may
not
just...
like we're talking about, 20,000 people in the stands going to 30,000. Like, that's just not the reality.
It's not going to happen. I'm just curious because, it probably wouldn't make a difference because the Soldier Hollow is in top shape, and it just makes the travel easier if you do Soldier Hollow in Canmore. You're already on the same time zone.
Yeah, that's always the hard part, right? Because if Lake Placid said, "Oh, we want to, have a fully qualified IBU event location,"
yeah,
I'm sure people in Soldier Hollow are not going to be too happy because I can't imagine the IBU having like Lake Placid and Soldier Hollow and Canmore all in one go.
Do the entire third trimester.
Although in a way it would make sense though.
Yeah, they won't do it, but
although,
they should.
The traveling is also, even though it's in the same country, but.
How would you, I'm just trying to think, would they just say, I'm sorry, we're not doing Oslo this year?
You mean the IBU would tell Oslo, sorry, we're not coming?
Yeah. Sorry, we're not coming. We're going to do a whole trimester in North America. We're doing Lake Placid and Soldier Hollow and Canmore. You guys can just, take a break this year.
Well, there's been years before where Oslo wasn't the last.
No, plenty of them. Because didn't they finished a lot of years, and maybe my memory is wrong, but in Russia, right?
Oh, and
what was the name? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think we're going to see the first push towards having Oberhof and Novo Mesto right at the end of the season.
Just have those roller skiing events.
yeah. Slowly integrate that into the World Cup.
Yeah, it's just half. Actually, what it's going to be is it's going to be half skiing, like on the part of the course where you can still ski, and then you have to switch halfway through the lap to get over to your roller skis.
Yeah,
that's a bad joke.
Man, that's good.
But it's closer to reality than I would like to imagine.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, in a way, I can see it makes sense to have 3 events in the third trimester. Obviously, not every year. But then again, maybe Soldier Hollow, Canmore, Whistler would make more sense because it's at least drivable with WEX trucks or...
Yeah.
Not that they bring the WEX trucks over anyway, but...
Actually...
like to drive from Lake Placid to Soldier Hollow, how far is that? Like, that'd be a couple of days, and in the winter, it could be pretty interesting drive too. Lake
Placid to Soldier Hollow would be, if you were really aggressive, I'm sure you could do it in 2 days, but I would be closer to 3. So you would leave on. But
the Lake Placid area can be pretty sketchy in the winter, I'm sure.
Oh, very sketchy, and you're not close to anything. You're in the middle of New York, and you're not really close to not close to major interstates or anything. It would take, you'd be driving for like an hour before you could start driving for anywhere.
You're not really selling Lake Placid, I hear.
Lake Placid is really hard to get to. It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's just really hard to get to.
I think that's the same with Whistler, right? That's one of the downsides is there's no accommodation, and it's a bit of a drive into the mountains, but... something very different. As you know, I grew up in Holland, and in the anticipation of the upcoming World Cup, I'm sure there's many streets where houses are painted orange. Every grocery store will have like little plush animals, squeaky toys, you name it, in orange. Could probably collect orange stamps, you name it, and anything that's related to the Dutch soccer will be super popular now here, even though, I mean, Calgary doesn't have an event or Edmonton, but Toronto and Vancouver will have games in the World Cup. I haven't heard a single beep about the World Cup soccer starting in, I think, less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
It's like
Have
10
you
days.
heard anything about it?
Only because I see patients on a regular basis, and they're hosting events in Miami, and I'm still in Florida, guys. I haven't moved yet. And I have patients who will drive down there, and that's it. Otherwise, that is it. If I didn't know it was happening, nothing.
Which is shocking, eh?
Yeah.
Just
Well, no. So
It's
actually, you know what I was actually just thinking of is we need to have on our buddies from the soccer podcast and have them come and explain the World Cup to us and to all of our friends. And I think that'd be great. So I'm actually going to reach out to them shortly and see if we can have them on.
it's almost like soccer, worldwide soccer is getting a little bit of biathlon in North America treatment with very little attention nor interest, only by diehard fans.
Yeah. Well, it's weird,
No,
right?
It's really, I'm sure it's like all over the place in ads and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
In Europe, and then here, I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
What's also strange is that I actually remember it being a much bigger deal here in the past as well. I mean, in Orlando, particularly, we have a lot of immigrants from Venezuela, from Colombia, from Mexico, of course, that you would expect that there would be more. But I just haven't heard much of anything.
Right.
So I just kind of curious. They also they expanded the World Cup this year, right? So it's like 48 teams or something like that.
Yeah, I think the next World Cup they're even expanding more. So it will actually be harder not to qualify than to qualify. Yeah. Like you have to try really hard. Well, if you don't want to qualify.
I think I was reading. So normally, right? It's the top 2 in each group that would advance, and this year it's the top 2 in every group plus 8 of the 12 third place finishers.
I think that's been around before.
Oh, has it?
Where it's just the best third place.
It's really, really hard not to qualify for the knockout stages now. Like you have to really fall on your face.
And I'm always thinking, like, wouldn't you start with thinking about, okay, how many teams should we let participate? Oh, let's start with 2 and then 4 and then 8. And, it's not that hard to come with a count where you can just say, okay, if we have 2 from each group, we're good. We don't have to make up some extra third place teams or.
Yeah. How is Holland looking this year?
They got a couple of guys who are injured. I don't know. They definitely don't. We've had stronger teams on paper in the past, I would say.
Okay.
And then if you consider like some of the better players who play like in the English Premiership with better teams, they haven't really had a good year. Like there's a couple on Liverpool that didn't do overly well.
Sorry, Giorgio. Giorgio's he's a Liverpool fan. Giorgio is a Liverpool fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's happened so many times where teams that you don't really expect to go far, they just have, a couple good games, get into the good flow.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've seen teams like France or Germany not make it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, so I was just looking up. So we have Curacao, which is a Dutch Caribbean island.
Oh,
with a population of about 156,000 people.
Ooh,
they are qualified, which is really awesome. There's definitely a connection with the Netherlands. They have a Dutch coach as well. There's a bunch of players from there who play in the Dutch soccer league. I wish them all the best. But if you consider that they qualified, yet we have Italy, who,
Oh, I know. Yeah.
now have 3 World Cups that they haven't qualified for in a row.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of
There's
silly.
something not quite right about that.
Oh, I agree. Well, I mean, I always feel that way about the CONCACAF. So like the North American,
South America.
the North American one. So it goes down through Central America, and like nothing against, but you'll have like Trinidad and Tobago who will make it, and like it's like they can be feisty sometimes, but it's hard to say that they would deserve to be there more than some. There's always Italian teams that don't make it, or not Italian, but always European teams that don't make it. You're like, they probably should have made it.
They should have made it anyway, but
yeah,
it almost makes me. I don't know. I felt so bad, but I also had to laugh when I saw a Mexican player who played Team Canada, and they played it in Edmonton, where they played on a CFL, so the Canadian Football League field, AstroTurf, on a day where they had to literally scrape off the snow and ice an hour before the game. And I've hardly ever seen a soccer player look so miserable.
Well,
and they were just like balancing to stay upright. A deer on the ice. Kind of that idea.
There was a United States played Costa Rica in Colorado in 2013, and the United States won 1-0, and it's called the Snow Classico. I can't remember how much snow there was, but it's just like the pictures from it look ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an advantage if you can, use the environment to your advantage with certain opponents. I think there's a team in Norway, Bodo Glimt, I think, who beat Real Madrid this year, because it's a similar thing, like the ground was frozen. You have all these superstars from Real Madrid that are like, what the hell am I doing here?
Can I go home?
But I think that the most northern team in the Champions League, like they're somewhere in the just above the Arctic Circle, I think.
Yeah, nice, good for them.
Yeah, but well, I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
So
it's nice now with AI that they can at least pretend that all the stadiums are full to the brim.
Full to the brim, and they can take all the branding off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, just ridiculous, but whatever. It doesn't really bother me. Got anything else?
Yeah. I actually wrote down. So I'm thinking of doing a wall painting.
Okay.
Of an iconic moment in biathlon.
Oh, okay. Which one? I know which one you're talking about.
No, well, I have a number in mind, and I'm curious what you would do.
It would be, this is so bad. It'd be Doro standing on the range in Östersund for 2.5 minutes or whatever it was, waiting for the wind to calm down.
That's a good one, yeah. Any other thoughts?
What were you thinking? I've got a handful that I
I am leaning towards Lou Jean sitting on the ground and Preut sitting next to her with a big hug.
That would be amazing. Yeah.
Because then not just, the fact that we were there and the whole story around it, but also it sort of symbolizes the whole biathlon family idea that, Preut wasn't just celebrating and feeling like, oh, too bad for you. They were actually, she was almost embarrassed to celebrate kind of thing. Anyway, that's a moment that just kind of keeps popping up. And then, there's some Bow Brother moments, but I don't know. I think the shot of Preutz and Jean Monod have kind of everything in it. But
this is unfortunate now because it's not her fault, but I kind of wish that Elvira had not been there. It wasn't Elvira. Was it Julia? Who was in the final shooting with Jean Monod and Preutz in the?
Yeah, Elvira. Yeah.
Was it Elvira? I wish that she hadn't been there, so it could have just been the two of them standing side by side, and that would have been an amazing picture.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping in hindsight that Elvira would have sprinted up to Preutz and pushed her over so that in the next corner so that Chamonix could catch up and they could sprint to the finish. But
you're the worst. Oh, did you see Lou? She had eye surgery to correct her vision. Yeah, she said it was starting to bother her. You could really tell. And she only shot 88% last year.
Oh, that's scary.
Right? Well, it's scary for a number of reasons. Like one, like
I'd be terrified
God forbid anything go wrong.
Like, is it like did it say like LASIK or one of those? Or
I didn't see it specifically mentioned which type it was. Sorry, I apologize. She hit 90% last year. I underestimated her. Yep. But also scary. What if it makes her shooting better?
Well, yeah, for sure. That's that we realized that she didn't really see the targets very well.
Yeah, that's why she had both eyes open, because she couldn't see.
Yeah.
Now she's going to be out there.
I laugh really hard, but I really like when I think about, I drive to Canmore with glasses on because I don't see very well in the distance. But I always think, well, it's the black dot, because sometimes our coach will be like, aim for the, the top of the prone ring or something when we have to do a bit of a pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just see a black dot. So I just aim to the center of that black dot. That's about as much as I can do.
Well, here, now look out. Now Lou's going to be finding like little scratch marks on the, on there.
Actually, that I thought I mentioned this because I think it might give you good perspective. So a normal box, like target box, is about 1,200, so 120 centimeters, which is, just learn what meters and centimeters are.
That's not nice.
By 300.
Spent all my life learning the imperial measurements.
No, I know. I'm just trying to. I'm just really bad at feet and inches.
No, I'll figure it out.
So I think the height is about a foot and 4 feet long.
Okay.
So, and that's at 50 meters. So you can do your calculations. So then, if you would print out a target that you hang on a wall and you step away 2 meters or just over 2 yards, I guess, or what is it?
Sure. Yeah.
6 feet?
Meters I got.
The size of that whole target box would be 4.8 centimeters by, 4.8 centimeters by 1.3 centimeters.
It's not very big.
And that's the whole box. So that has the 5 targets on it. So that's the little dot that you see. So you should try it out, what that looks like. So if you do a prone target is 1.8 millimeters at 2 meter distance. So make a dot on the wall, 1.8 millimeters.
Yeah.
And then step 2 meters away and then try to look through a tiny little hole and then to see what that dot looks like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's very small.
It all comes down to I have 2 meters to do some dry firing in my office here. So that's why I needed to calculate the size.
Well, this was supposed to just be like a little 10 minutes that we inserted into the middle of an episode. 45 minutes later, it's an episode unto itself.
I can't imagine that people would be really surprised. So.
No, absolutely not.
But on that note, any other thoughts?
Big news: we sold our house. So I'm sitting in a house that we won't own for actually exactly 2 months from today. It will pass ownership on to the next family. So we got a lot of work. You can still see some pictures up behind me, but I'm just looking around. There's a lot of work that's got to go to pack all this stuff up and move up north. So if anybody wants to come to Florida to help pack up a house, we'll take the help.
I have a couple boxes, but
Yeah, just send them on down. Just pack them up empty, send them down. We'll take them.
Yeah. You're driving, right?
What we're going to do is, we're going to drive. We have we set up with the moving truck, so they're going to come and take our stuff. We're going to drive over the course of several days. And
Right.
one of the cars is going to get shipped up there, which is going to cost an arm and a leg, but just what we're going to do.
So by train?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really weird thought that 3 months from now we could be recording in person in the same place.
Well, it makes me think that we really should, at some time, whether we're driving somewhere or, like I thought about this when we were in Oslo. It's just put the phone down and put it on record and then just start having our normal conversations. And that's kind of what it's going to be like.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That'll be fun.
Anyway, let's get out of here. This is actually, speaking of the move, I already had a plumber here this morning. I've got an electrician coming in a short bit. It's just a lot of work.
All right,
bud.
Take care. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Talk later. Bye.
Yeah, bye.